Hello once again, Star Wars Unboxing fans. Welcome to another episode of Darth Tuba Star Wars Unboxing Show. I'm your host, Darth Tuba, here with a mass unboxing. We are going to take a whole bunch of Black Series unboxed figures that I've opened up on this channel in their delivery boxes, and generally have said, no, I think I'll keep this one boxed for now, and right? Well, now we're going to change that up. We're going to mix up the game, and here's why. I want to show you this wonderful little display I have. Okay, now you'll notice this shelf is empty. I have taken a lot of items that I've put into next year's Star Wars sale pile, but I've left this blank for some newer items or for some rearranged items elsewhere in the collection to go. Okay, that's one thing. That's for a different video, but I want to point this one out. So I'm really proud of this. I've actually taken some, basically some borders that you would use for when you're doing any kind of trim in a house, and I've just cut them down to about 24 inches in width and painted them black, and I created a little kind of tiered area, and I can actually, you can see, if I get a little closer, you can see that we have quite a few Black Series figures here. Okay, I'm really proud of this. Now, but there are more figures than I have room on this shelf to put. Now, I don't have every single Black Series figures, but I do have quite a bit. Now, I have created, if anybody's watched this my episodes in the past, you might notice that I have had something like this. I've taken, this is something I built custom, essentially just a bookcase size shelf that I could put the Black Series figures on. They too have a border kind of base kind of stacked up so that I can get, well, really just one. Some of them have none, some of them have one. So I can put, more than one level of figure. But this one, I was able to do that a little bit more grand. Okay, so as you can see, we have quite a few sets of figures. I've had this up for 3 days. Nothing's fallen down. I'm so excited. So there you go. All right, so that's nice. But I want to point out here, we have quite a few empty shelves along with a fallen Luke. Look, Luke, I understand. I get it. Okay, you want the Jedi to end. I understand. All right, we're going to let him rest for now. But I built these things, and you can see they're basically just, I can try to remove one here. As I said, they're just pieces of molding. That's it. And this is kind of like the MDF molding, so they're pretty easy to cut. I put a little flat black paint on them, let them dry in a few hours, and then stack them up. But as you can see, it's very empty. I got a few things in here in the front. I got to fix my Jyn Erso and Luke Skywalker deluxe figures there. Got the two speeder bikes, right? But I don't have a lot of space here. So that is where this unboxing comes in. I'll just kind of take you around here. So I'm going to set the phone up. I'm not even going to stop the camera. I'm going to set it up right here. And I want to just move myself, do the hokey pokey and turn myself around here. As you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, upside down, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13, lucky number 13 figures that we are going to unbox, and we're going to do it right here and right now, and I'm going to kind of do a little commentary as we do them. No particular order, just a we'll start with one of my favorites. Okay, we're going to start with my droids Boba Fett in droids or holiday special attire or color scheme. Obviously, it's probably the same Boba Fett that we've seen and everything, but this one has that color scheme that you've seen primarily in the Droids cartoon series. If you haven't seen the Droids cartoon series, it is fully available on Disney Plus. And part of the reason I picked these figures is, for the most part, they are, simple enough figures that you can. They're simple enough figures that this one I'm going to keep this box because I feel like it's just a little bit more high end. It's got some really great box art, and there really wasn't much to opening it up. So this one, we'll keep that one. All right, and so I. The Droids cartoon series, it's fun. It's nostalgic. I think people trying to watch something, of an entertainment value now in this day and age, I think would look at it and go, really? What were they thinking? And I'll tell you exactly what they were thinking. If you're my age and you've grown up with Saturday morning cartoons, okay, and again, kids, for those of you watching that are anything way younger than me, okay, Saturday morning cartoons, okay, that's where we watched our cartoons. There was some cartoons in the afternoon, but mostly Saturday morning cartoons. That's when you got all of your entertainment. Okay, you got your big bowl of cereal and your cartoon. Look at that. I love this color scheme. I just love it. It really brings me back. And it does kind of have similar vibes to the holiday special Boba Fett. And since Disney and Hasbro have been embracing the holiday special a little bit more these days, I'm kind of thinking that is on its way eventually. So I figured if they release a carded holiday special one, I will have a loose one and keep one carded. But as I said, I am kind of pulling back a little bit from the Black Series. But I'm not willing to part with them yet. I want to put them on display, let them happen. Speaking of another nostalgic trip, we've got Jackson from Star Wars Adventures. This is a 50th anniversary Lucasfilm box. Jackson the Rabbit. What could one say? I don't know whether they were trying to go after the the Bugs Bunny fans, the Disney fans. I don't know. But in the 70s, in Marvel Comics, created the character Jackson. And he was kind of a rough and tumble. Kind of a rogue, similar to Han Solo, and in fact, there's an adventure. You can find a cover of the comic. You can find a cover where he's kind of in there with a whole army of other smugglers and pirates and along with Han Solo, and they're gonna go off and do something. And it's it was just one of those again, kind of a head scratcher moment. What am I looking at here? It's just very, very, very strange. But I'm going to keep this box as well. Looks like I'm going to put these. Looks like they got the DL-44 blasters. I'm going to put them right in his holsters. Again, Black Series, Hasbro. Thank you so much for doing holsters. And there he is. There's the man, the myth, the legend. Has found his way in Star Wars canon outside of Star Wars Adventures by having his skeleton appear in a Clone Wars episode where there's a little small creature. I think his name is Gasgano, Gascon. I think he's a general, and he's got 4 droids, and they're going along the salt flats of this desert, and they come across a ship, and then outside the ship is a rabbit skeleton with a humanoid body dressed in this outfit. So we're assuming it was Jackson. So pretty good. I'm not going to get too. I know. Well, I don't think you can see these guys right here, but they're all standing in the front, and yes, they're passing the stand test. Jump way ahead to Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi, and we've got Tika the Jawa. Very very cool. One of the things I absolutely loved about the existence of, I guess you could say, not just Star Wars streaming, but I think it's there on Star Wars new movies, whether they be sequel trilogy movies, standalones like Rogue One or Solo. All the streaming services is that they just have this really nice way of opening up and showing you more of the world. Yes, obviously, you would imagine that Obi-Wan Kenobi, if he's gonna, keep himself on Tatooine so he can watch over Luke, you can imagine that he is going to definitely be keeping an eye out for, and he's going to have to survive. He's going to have to buy things. He's going to have to live off of things. So now, ordinarily, I would keep the box. I'm not going to bother with the box on this one. He does have this, what looks like I don't know if it opens or not, but it looks like some kind of I think it's just like meant to be that cart that he rolls in. It's kind of a mini version of that. He does have, of course, his laser cannon or laser gun, which, I never understood. Like, they've made these for Jawas, but they don't really, I just kind of have them hold them like that. I love his little vest. It just gives him a little more character. And I'm going to try to shove one of these things. I think this is something that he stole from Obi-Wan and is trying to sell back to him. So I want to try to put that under his arm. If I do it a certain way, I think it'll work, but and then I'll just put this other thing next to him. Yeah, it's going to fall, but that's what I mean. He's trying to sell him stuff. I don't know if this whole thing will fit there, so I will just kind of put these on the side. Ooh, come on, Tika. I mean, it's a character, it's somebody that Obi-Wan referred to by name, so that was cool. All right, moving on. Sorry, Jackson. I'm sorry. I know. The table shakes, the figures fall. We have the Bad Batch, and we have the first season of the Bad Batch, Omega. I have managed to acquire all the characters of Omega except for Hunter. I have not been able to get Hunter. So I'm hoping to find Hunter at some point. Maybe that'll be one that was one I think I tried to get and ended up missing. That's the one I think everybody wants. So that was the one that sold out right away. But Omega, I was able to pick up, and Omega comes with, what is this? Omega. Born and confined to the cloning facility on Kamino, young Omega serves as assistant to Chief Medical Scientist Nala. Offered an opportunity to escape, Omega joins the Bad Batch on their adventures. Includes a couple of things here. We got a mask. Looks like it's I don't know if it's just something that sticks on there. It's kind of weird, but okay. Also, the really cool bow and arrow thing, which it's kind of weird, but I'll just kind of set it up almost like Robin Hood, just kind of have it be on her shoulder. And most notably, this weird creature that just came apart. So, when we get Omega up close there. Okay, there's Omega. Just trying to put her in a displayable. Ooh, no. Uh-oh. Did I do that? I'm trying to see. Something came. Oh, here it is. Yeah, sorry. Come on, guys. Let's make this a little bit less brittle, please. Thank you. Okay, there's that. And I'm going to just have her hold the mask. And because I don't think the mask, it doesn't have a way for it to stay on your face. So hold the mask, and I'll just put the creature. Didn't even keep the mask on. Dude, come on. I'm sorry. All right. Sometimes. I used to worry more about this. I don't worry about it as much anymore. I'll just put the mask on the ground next to her, along with her little creature. All right. There she goes. Perfect. All right. Moving. Oh, let me get this stuff. I obviously, and if you watch my channel, you know that for many, many moons, I've been collecting, and for many, many moons, I've been taking things out of the box more for the purposes of storage. There just isn't a lot of storage for these characters. So, and the boxes take up room, and I'm just not a big fan of putting all of them lined up like that. That's great, but I can get a picture that does that. Why would I need that? In fact, I could print a picture that someone has taken of all these lined up images and just put that on a wall, which is fine. Why do I need the whole figure? So I can open it up like a book and look at it, I guess, but that doesn't make sense to me. Now, I thought this is Rogue One, not Andor. Rogue is the Cassian Andor figure from Rogue One. I was not aware that I didn't have this figure. I thought this was a remake, and maybe it was, but I did not have this. I mean, when Rogue One first came out, sorry for the noise. When Rogue One first came out, I had made I'd seen a lot of stuff there, and I had, picked up a lot of things, and I thought I had this figure, but I did not. So, he comes with not one, not two, but 3 blasters. Is this true? Or is this... Oh, is this... I think... Hang on. Oh, is this one of those... I'm thinking... Hang on. Oh, that's cool. His blaster is 3 pieces, is 1 blaster. It's kind of like Tobias Beck and what he does when he takes the rifle, when he's talking to Han at the fire pit, and he's talking to Han, and he takes the... Let's get that in there. Good. He takes the rifle apart and just gives him the middle part, which is the blaster, which I thought was kind of a cool thing. But this is Andor, Cassian Andor, from Rogue One. Okay, I think this is where we first meet him, when he's like telling the guy to calm down, and then he shoots him in the back, which is kind of cold. I don't know. I get why he is the way he is, but whew, that's deep. That's dark, man. All right, let's move on. How about going to another direction? Grogu, Baby Yoda, the child, the asset. Man, how many characters have had more names, right? We have Ben Kenobi and Obi-Wan Kenobi. We have, Darth Sidious and Palpatine. But Grogu wins them all. I got 4. The child, the asset. Okay, so let's see what we got here. He comes with his little stand. Of course, he comes with a nifty pram. Baby himself, look at him, he's so little. But he is articulated, so that's cool. I think I am going to... I'm going to put his little necklace on. But I think the rest I am going to save. He has a couple more pieces here, but that's going to go in storage for another time if we decide that we want to part with him. Okay. In fact, I might even leave his... Oh, wait. Let me get his necklace on first. Oh, can I get his necklace on with those ears? Yes, I can. I should... Oh, but now the next question. Can I get it... I think I need to get it around his little scarf. All right, I'll work on that later, but there he is, his little necklace. I think that's a necklace, right? Yeah, this little Mandalorian necklace. And then he goes in his little pram. Now, I think I'm going to not put the cover on it because I don't really like seeing him without with the pram off, so with the pram closed fully. So we'll take care of that. All right, 14 minutes. We're moving right along. That is awesome. We got another Rogue One, and I guess you could argue pop a little bit. It's an Andor figure as well, and that is Saw Gerrera. Interesting character. It's Bogalet. Comes with a lot of accoutrements. Uh-oh. I think I just damaged him. Or did I? No, I did not. I just need to get his cape hooked back up. Okay, there it is. Awesome. I will include his staff. Comes with his breathing apparatus. Don't think it actually works, but one never knows. Again, thank you, Hasbro, for the holster. And then I can just give him his little staff. There's not much of me left. He ain't kidding. Come here to kill me. It's nice to see him briefly in Andor. I hope to see more of him. But, then again, I kind of feel like with a heavy hitter like Forrest Whitaker, we could have a whole Saw Gerrera storyline, a whole series. Man, they really did up this character. I want to give a little more of a close-up on this, okay? Just look at all of the detail. Look at all the contraptions. I'm going to turn them around. And, of course, he's got the cape there. He even has a little tank for breathing and a great facial likeness. This is an amazing figure. And even his foot, which you never really see except from like a thing. He's got the fake foot and a sandal. He can be such a tough guy and he's all right for sandals. Remember that. You're never too cool to wear sandals. All right. Moving on to Mandalorian. Season 1 or 2? Season 2. Pardon me. Dark Trooper. Now this is my trifecta of Dark Troopers. I have the 3 3/4 Dark Trooper. I have the Hot Toys Dark Trooper. Now, this one I am going to keep the container with the extra pieces because I only want to have him displayed with the get this, sorry. Come on, buddy. Come on. There it is. I only want to have him displayed with his rifle or his gun. He comes with the rocket firing flames, which allow you then to show him kind of flying when they were kidnapping Grogu. But I do not want to have that. I like the gun better, and I just like the posability of it with that. All right, these are awesome, guys. These are fantastic figures. And I love that I can put literally 60, 70 of them in one little shelf. Then if I want to mix them up and change them around and do that, that's fine too. All right, let's go back. Let's kick it some. I can't believe I'm saying that 2002 is kicking it old school, but we are with, at least in the character's name, Aayla Secura, who was a Jedi who met her untimely demise, an unfortunate demise at Order 66, but found a little bit of screen time, barely in Episode 2, but also in Attack of the Clones, but a little bit more in Episode 3, and a lot more in Clone Wars, which I thought was really good. It's kind of cool to see these Jedi. It has it was nice to have these Jedi have their own adventures so that you could have a connection to them. So when they met their demise due to Order 66, you felt for them. You really felt a connection with them, and to see them go away like they did all at once was a sad day, really, in the the Coppola style Godfather-esque thing. Now, this I don't know if people realize this, but this was played by her name is escaping me, but she was a Lucasfilm receptionist, secretary, office assistant. So she kind of decided, I don't know whether she auditioned or somebody invited her in. Hey, you should just kind of come in and do this, and they decked her out nicely in her leku and her little midriff and everything, and then she became a Jedi, and then that was part of a comic book. I think the character might have been in a comic book that George liked, and he decided to cast. But she goes around a celebration and does the signing engagements and stuff, which is fun. Seems a nice person. Not somebody I think was probably one of those people that wasn't quite going to believe it if you were to ever tell her that she was going to be a Star Wars character, Unfortunately, I will say this character is not standing. I'm trying to get to kind of line up the ankles, and it's like very, very hard. This is not easy. Okay, stand test. I'm going to put you in my little staples. Yeah, so that when that happens, this is where it's definitely good to have her on the stand leaning back, because he's the kind of one if you lean her forward, you're gonna get a domino effect that you're not gonna like. All right, moving back to the Mandalorian, and we have Miggs Mayfeld. This is from season 1, Mandalorian. Season 2, we of course saw with him. Oh my! This is very. Oh, I just realized I just cut the thing off, and I wasn't going to keep everything, but maybe I will. Let's see. Oh yes, because this guy has. Remember, he has that really cool thing. He has that really cool holster on the back. Oh, no, come on. Don't tell me this isn't going to work, because that would be such a waste. No, it works good. And he had that little gun that popped over the top. I would imagine, I'm going to actually set that up in full motion there. I would imagine, however, he's got 4 pistols. I would imagine that this would have been, could you imagine a blaster going off right next to your ear? Would that work? Would that be a good thing? I mean, I don't know. Star Wars, it seems like you can go into a Bacta-tank for anything you want, any ailment you need. So who knows? But all right, now he comes with plenty of holsters, and he even has like side holsters, which is great. So I'm gonna put 1, 2. Don't fall off the back. Okay. 1 in his. Oh, and his holsters even have like pockets. Very impressed. You know, it's funny. As a kid, I'm going to talk about this since the Barbie movie is out now, and I'm sure many people have seen it. I have yet to see it. I'd like to see it. I'm not a huge Barbie fan, but I've always seen Barbie as just, you know, a type of toy and collectible similar to Star Wars, except Star Wars was based on a film, and Barbie was just based on their own kind of IP or whatever. But all right, good. But I always thought, you know, I used to make fun of Barbies for no other reason than it was like, oh my God, all the pieces, all the shoes, all the different things that you get in the dream house. I mean, it's like, holy Toledo, how are you gonna keep track of all that? And now here we are as Star Wars collectors with a lot more weapons and a lot more. I mean, they used to have weapons, but they used to be all the same weapon. So if 5 figures fell off, they generally all had the same type of weapon, so it was easy to get them back. All right, guys, we're wrapping things up quickly here. We have 3 more to go. This is one of the Last Jedi, or Black Series Last Jedi, or is it Last Jedi? No, it's not Last Jedi. This is a carbonized First Order Jet Trooper. This is from Rise of Skywalker. Believe it or not, I could not find this figure anywhere other than the thing. Oh, please tell me. No. Ah! All right. He doesn't have a holster, so I have to do the whole, like... It's just the way the weapon is kind of set up. You have to bend the fingers out a lot and then quickly stick them in, and then it works. So, yeah, the carbonized one for the troopers, it doesn't really look too bad. I mean, you might see a little bit of a sheen on there, but it kind of works. So even if I find that I already have one of these, it's nice to have a second one and kind of like an army build. So he will find a nice place there. This is the They Fly Now. People thought was stupid because, yes, there were flying clone troopers and flying Mandalorians and da-da-da-da-da. And my answer to that is, I can't say my answer because I don't want to curse on my channel. I'll say a polite version of my answer. Grow up. Maybe not. I don't know. I kind of always go to the, you know, when it comes to that kind of stuff, I'm like, people ask me what's my favorite Star Wars movie, I always tell them it's the one I'm watching. And I don't mean it to be like, look, I don't mean it to be like, Lucasfilm and Star Wars can never make a mistake. Of course, I mean, we're human. I mean, you know, they're gonna try things, they're gonna take risks, and sometimes the risks aren't gonna pan out. But I just love, like, all of these, you know, people that resonate with a certain type of Star Wars, and any other kind of Star Wars they feel is inferior. Which to me that doesn't make sense. It never made sense. It will never make sense, because I see it as okay. I get it. I understand that certain types of Star Wars resonate with you better than others. I understand that, but what I don't understand is the whole idea of like hating on everything else. You know, it doesn't make sense to me. Okay, I am not. Oh, I see. Okay, so this one has. Okay, so this is another one for no other reason than I do not wish to lose. Oops. I do not wish to lose the extra pieces. This will be another one that I keep the box because there's 2 shoulder pads that are. Have I only kept 2? No, these are all. Okay, I'm keeping this one, this one, this one. Ah! Sorry, buddy. This one. No, not Ayla. Boop. Okay. Anyway, this one actually just comes with a nice little cape. I believe. Oh, this is the second sister. I believe this is more a character from Rebels, because Rebels was still a thing when it came out. I'm trying to remember though. Was this Last Jedi or was it? Yeah, I forget. But it comes with its nifty spinning saber. Of course, it doesn't actually spin. But now, of course, female character. I have nothing against female characters, except for one thing. They don't like to stand. I mean, I understand. They, if you model them, they have smaller legs, smaller feet. Sometimes but it just makes it for a challenge to try to get them to stand. And sadly, as this video has gone on a bit, I do not wish to, it seems as though the leg is just not attached well. So you'll hang out here with Ayla in the box or on top of the box. So we'll get that squared away out there. Last but not least, another Mandalorian, this time the Mandalorian with Grogu. I have a couple of these already open, but this one comes with a stationary Grogu and the nifty spiders, which I absolutely loved. So I am going to well, let's work on taking everything out. The spider is okay. It does. Oh, that's cool. Okay, it's pretty simple. It's just got kind of a ball and socket thing here, so you can just, with simple twisting, you can get it to stand on its own. Nicely done. Okay, so it stands like that. Grogu actually he has a little stand with a little frog container. Again, he does have. He's a static figure. His head does turn. Other than I must be allergic to plastic today. And then we have our. All right, so not an exact like repack. There is some repainting done. And thank you. You have yet another holster, and holsters can hold the guns that I need to hold. And that is cool. All right. And I can give you your rifle. Ooh, it comes with tape. You don't need the tape. All right. So, okay. Come on, buddy. Come on. I know this is running long. I just want to, but anybody who does any kind of toy collecting and handling of figures, I like to sometimes share some of this. Sometimes I don't. But I like to share some of it sometimes because when you know, you know. And this is one of those where his thumb and his fingers, they have a little bit of pliability. But I keep trying to put the thing in there and the thumb keeps getting in the way. And I got to be careful because I have been in a situation where I've done this enough that the thumb... All right, there we go. All right, there we go. I've done it so much that I've broken the thumb off, which I don't want to have happen. So trying to be a little more careful. This one, if you look closely, he's a little more decked out in the snow and ice, frost and whatnot. And there he is. All right, so before we go, thought it would be kind of nice to get all these figures up on that shelf and take a look at what they look like. So follow me over there now. Okay, so as you can see, we have put the majority of them on that second shelf. We've also kind of worked sideways, worked our way in. I moved Luke temporarily. I will put him back there eventually. I will say I moved a couple of figures from the top shelf so I can get this one, Omega, up here because I wanted her closer to her teammates, her brothers. Okay, but there you go. It's a nice little start. And I'm sure there'll be more unboxings with more Black Series figures, okay? And we will expand on the shelf. I hope to not get too much more than this shelf, other than what we already have out. And what I'm doing with this shelf yet remains to be seen. I have a few ideas, again, of some things that I want to shift from other places and other things. I'm kind of hoping, hint, hint, that the Jabba's throne room fits this. But I don't know. It might be a little bit too big left to right. But we'll see. So that'll do it for this episode of Darth Tuba's Unboxing Show. Thanks very much for watching. Check me out on Instagram and X, Facebook's Star Wars unboxing page on Facebook. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, may the Force and the toys be with you. And this is the